What's up, beautiful people? This is Pretty Girl Love Trap content. This is my recap slash review for Winning Time, episode one, The Swan. And yeah, it's season one. So, you guys, if you're not familiar with Winning Time, you just click it on to show support. I appreciate you. So, this information that I'm about to just spew out for the next couple of seconds is just for the people that are not fully aware of the show, but it's pretty much a docudrama. Well, I'm gonna call it a dramedy, okay? Because it's a drama, but it's hella funny. But it's pretty much documenting the rise and fall of the Laker dynasty. It's following the Lakers from 1979 going forward. And yeah, it's a definitely a great show. I love it. It's one of my favorites at this point. I grew up in the basketball family, so this is right up my alley. The show is A1. Um, I would do, hear that a lot of the people depicted in this show are not happy with their depiction. And hey, I can understand their point of view, but I'm definitely still going to support the show because it's hella entertaining, okay? And if you know me, you know that Kobe was my heart. He was my favorite player. And I've always, I've been a fan since his rookie season. So yeah, the Lakers are near and dear to my heart. So therefore, is another reason for me to love the show, okay? So let's kind of get into it, okay? And I will also mention it is on HBO, HBO Max if you have the app. But yeah, let's get into it, okay? So the show, the opening scene, it starts off with Magic, okay? He is in a doctor's office. It's 1991. And yeah, without too many words, we're pretty much seeing the situation with him, and the virus, what have you, okay? And so I'm like, oh, y'all starting off like this, like clutch my invisible pearls, okay? I was not ready, okay? You guys was hitting us with the gut punch ASAP pronto, okay? But I'm not mad. And they just show how he's, in the waiting room. He's looking at, I believe it was a Jet magazine with Michael Jordan and Juanita Jordan. And I mean, shout out to Jet, okay? If y'all 30 and plus, y'all should know what I'm talking about, right? But yeah, he's sitting in the waiting room. He's, looking a little grim. He's walking through the hallway of the hospital, and the nurses, they're kind of, looking at him a little weird and off, and he goes into the car because they told him to go through the back because there's some reporters outside, okay? And so, the guy that's with him, it may be an agent or what have you, but he ends up crying in the car before they drive off. So Matt just looking there like, whew. So yeah, yeah, it's very, very exciting. So yeah, that scene cuts off, and so we do a little flashback. Well, not really a flashback. That's really them showing, where it's probably going to end, or depending on how many seasons this show lasts, is definitely going to be a later point going on. But now we're in the beginning, okay? The beginning of it all is 1979, and we are introduced to Jerry Buss, okay? He is a real estate tycoon, and yeah, he loves the ladies, okay? He actually opens up in a bed with a woman, maybe, I don't even say half his age, okay? Probably, he's old enough to be his granddaughter, okay? But, he is in a Playboy mansion, and he's just discussing how he really enjoys the sport of basketball. He's definitely a fan, and he's very interested in it, okay? I mean, he has plans on buying and purchasing the Lakers, okay? But he's also discussing the state of, the NBA at this point, especially the NBA in LA. He pretty much is saying like the fans are trash in LA, okay? They're not really caring about basketball. Is definitely not on the top priority list in terms of, the residents. So yeah, far cry from today's land, okay? But yeah, it's good to see how, how it was back in the day, okay? And so, he's definitely talking about the state of the NBA, and it's on the verge of low key bankruptcy at this point. The viewership is down, the stock is down, okay? And they even show like how they did the NBA draft back then. It was pretty much a three-way conference call. And yeah, they did a coin toss. Okay. And I'm like, a coin toss, y'all. They had a coin toss where they actually had to find a coin. It wasn't even prepared for the, the coin toss of it all. And I'm like, they had to find a little quarter, what have you, and the couch cushion. I'm like, Lord, this is the ghetto. Okay, whatever. But yeah, it just shows how very unsophisticated things were with the NBA. But I love, just seeing that progression on what it was, back then and how it is now. Like, I love seeing the progression of things. Okay. So, y'all, we are introduced to the current coach, Jerry West. Okay, if y'all are not familiar with the Jerry West, he is definitely a legend. Okay, if you're not aware, he is the logo of the NBA. And yeah, he had a lot of trauma going on. And yeah, he doesn't have a very good history with the Boston Celtics, okay? As a player, nor as a coach, all right? And I believe he's the first person to win the MVP of a finals of a losing team. Interesting fact, y'all. So I'm like, okay, that was cool, but he must have been doing the darn thing to win that, okay? I'm like, woof, Lord. But yeah, he is very bitter. He has a lot of trauma that he has not, dealt with. And yeah, he is definitely struggling, okay, as a coach and as a person, all right? And yeah, they're breaking down, the current players. We have Norm Nixon, okay? And I love this fun fact. Norm Nixon, of course, is a real NBA player, but his son, who's an actor, he's actually playing his dad, and I love it. His mom is Debbie Allen. She is a choreographer, a dancer, an actress. She's also the sister to Felicia Rashad, who I endure. She was Claire from the Huxtables. So I'm here for all of this talent, okay, this black excellence, all right. And so, and Kane is also, he plays a lot of other, characters. He's actually on the show Snowfall, where I also review that just ended. So yeah, I love seeing that he's able to play his father. We also see Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, and yeah, they're really showing him in a light that I wasn't familiar with. He's very, just a person of meditation, okay? And yeah, he is Zen, he is a vet, and yeah, he don't really have time for anybody's shit, okay? But also, I got too carried away with Norm Nixon's son. I believe his name is Devon Nixon, the actor that's playing Norm Nixon. Yeah, they showing Norm, he's, the current point guard, okay? And yeah, he's swaggy as I don't know what. He's debonair. He's suave. They show him getting a mani and a pedicure. Okay, he is that guy. All right. And so Kareem, he's the current center of the team. And yeah, those two personalities are hilarious to me, okay? And so we, get introduced to Magic Johnson at this point, okay? And actually him and Larry Bird are both, up for the draft. And yeah, there's a lot of racism of it all going on. Looks like Larry has already, at this point, committed to the Celtics. And yeah, so they're kind of looking into Magic Johnson to be a part of the Lakers, depending on how you ask, okay? Because West does not want anything to do with Magic. He's complaining. He is too tall and big to be a point guard, and he smiles too much. I'm like, dang, it's a crime to be happy up in here, but yeah, they not feeling Magic. And they're actually looking into player Moncrief. He seems to be the best choice. His stats is good. Wes has been doing all of his research, okay? But yeah, we're gonna get into that a little later, all right? So we're introduced to the current the current coach of the Lakers, Jack Kent Cook, okay? He is a jerk like all jerks, okay? He's a sexist, he's a racist. Yeah, he's just not my cup of tea, okay? And he is going through, he's in the midst of a divorce, and it's nasty, y'all. And it's going to probably take all of his coins, okay? And since the Lakers aren't doing well, and it seems to be a sinking ship, he's, entertaining some offers, okay? And so, of course, we go ahead and, we insert West. No, I'm sorry, not West, Jerry Buss. And, Jerry is pretty much trying to purchase the Lakers, okay? It's a big risk. But he is a visionary, okay? Throughout this series, you're going to see him as a visionary, and he has hopes, okay, for the NBA and the Lakers, okay? He wants to change up some things, and to his flow and his likings, but yeah, he's trying to buy it out, okay? And so we see, him and Cook just going back and forth, and Cook, he ain't, feeling Bus at all, but what you gonna do, bro? But yeah, I mean, the Lakers' attendance is down, but yeah, they actually get the first draft pick. So yeah, it's some things that may be looking up, all right? And so we look into Magic Johnson and his family life. His mom, she's a God-fearing woman, you know what I'm saying? She loves to cook, she loves her family. His dad, he's pretty much a workaholic. He's just one of them steadfast, just hardworking men. He's blue collar, he's working, they're from Detroit, okay? So, that's the Motor City. So he's working at the plant Monday through Friday. He works, as he's picking up the trash on the weekends. He has Magic with him some nights. They show their dynamic and how great their relationship is. So Magic, he has a huge family, and their family unit seems very tight, very strong, and I really love it. They like a cute little wholesome family, okay? And then we get little tidbits of Cookie, y'all. If y'all don't know Cookie, then y'all don't know Magic, okay? Because they are one and the same, all right? And it, shows that they are going to the same, university, and they are pretty much broken up, but Cookie's still, around, okay, if you know what I mean, all right? Because when it's love, sometimes it's undeniable. But yeah, it's good seeing Cookie, around and about. That's something I learned. I know they've been together for a long time, but I was not aware that they went to school together. So that was a good little learning fact for me, okay? And so Magic, he heads to LA, what I'm saying, to get a feel of the Lakers, all right? And he has dinner with Cook as well as Bus, and his father is there as well. And yeah, it's just showing that Cook is just racist. He's really just downplaying, just Magic, and I'm not feeling it. But it also shows how his views and how Bus's views are very polarizing. Bus, of course, he doesn't seem, to be a racist. He's definitely seeing Magic as somebody that's really just valuable and a part of his overall vision on how he wants to change the game and change the NBA and change the Lakers. So I really love that dinner. It was a plus. And yeah, your boy Cook, he just didn't do any research because he was serving some expensive fish that nobody ever heard of. Well, at least Magic and his dad, they was not feeling it. So he went ahead and, got some burgers for them, okay? Well, really Bus, because Bus knows what's up, okay? We don't mess with food we can't pronounce, and that just look like bland and have no color, okay? That is not the deal, all right? So Magic, the next day he goes to an all white party, and it's at Donald Sterling's house nonetheless. Okay, if you guys aren't familiar with Donald Sterling, do a little bit of research, okay? I'm just gonna give you a little tidbit. He was a former coach of the I believe the Clippers, and yeah, he was outed for being a whole racist, okay, out in them streets, okay? So it's kind of funny seeing him host this party, and as Bus is introducing Magic to everyone, he was like, "Yeah, that's Donald Sterling. He's, he wants a team, but he's too cheap to get one." So yeah, you can tell he's, a little frugal Dan, okay, a little frugal Fred up in here. So yeah, I wonder if he's gonna, be popping up in the future, okay? But yeah, it's all cute, all white. Everybody's just mingling, looking at, Magic like a little big old stallion, what have you. And who else is in attendance? Yeah, Norm Nixon. He got on this fox coat, okay? He is doing it. And of course, he's doing a little bit of hazing, okay? Because Magic is a point guard, and Nixon is a point guard. So when a rookie comes in and he's the same position as you got to have your head on the swivel, okay? So he challenged Magic to a duel, okay? So there's this beautiful scene. I love the cinematography. There's a white court, all white court, and we see a sea of Caucasian people surrounding them, and they're the only two black men, there. And so he challenges Magic to a one-on-one. So he takes off his fox coat. He's very, very confident, and swag is on 1,000. And yeah, he schooled and embarrassed your boy Magic, okay? I'm not sure how true this story is and how factual, but it's very entertaining, okay? He had Magic on his knees, slipping and sliding, just, yeah, it was hilarious, okay? So Magic's ego was on the floor with his knees, okay? He was not happy about those results. So the next day we see him crying, boo-hooing. Well, not really tears crying, but yeah, he was feeling real salty and really questioning his skill as a player. And he was like, you know what, Dad, I'm not ready. Like, this ain't for me. Maybe I'm, being hyped up for no reason. I think I'm gonna just go ahead and go back to school, okay? So he was like, all right, are you sure? Okay, let's do it, all right? And so we see Bus, he over there. He done scrambled all his money to buy this team, okay? He was betting on 1,000, putting all of his eggs in one basket. I'm like, this is hella risky. He ended up borrowing money from his ex-wife, which is hilarious. And yeah, he ends up, just scrounging some money. And we also introduced to his daughter, Jeannie Buss. She is a daddy's girl and she wants to be a part of this business. And she actually tells him, like, yo, Magic is the best way to go in terms of this draft. So you could tell, she's going to be a great person in his ear because she has a lot of foresight in terms of, this league and this game. All right. And so, yeah, Cook, he, decides to sell to Bus, because this divorce is going to drain the boy, okay? He needs all of the money he can gather, all right? So the team is a huge liability, okay? So yeah, he needs to go ahead and release that off his pocket, all right? So, now we see Bus is a new owner, okay? And so we see Magic, he goes to the forum, the Great Western Forum. And yeah, he tells, Bus, like, yeah, I'm gonna go to school, okay? Because yeah, I ain't ready yet, bruh. And he's like, okay, okay, but he starts to walk him down to the garage, and he was like, I think I got lost. Stay right here, okay? I'm gonna figure out a way out of this, okay? And I'm like, oh, okay, what you up to? So, perfectly, he leads him to the the locker room area, okay? So we see all the photos of all the former players, all the great Lakers. And so Magic kind of creeps a little bit. He goes into the locker room. He sees Kareem's goggles, and once he sees that, he's like, you know what, I'd be a fool, I'd be a fool not to join this team, okay? So yeah, it was a good setup. It was a great setup by Bus, okay? And so eventually, he goes into the actual court, and yeah, he ends up, just playing fake basketball and calling fake plays. And we see Bus in the rafters like, yeah, I got him hook, line, and sinker. Like, that's all he needed, was just a little push, a little push. But it worked, okay? And so yeah, Magic becomes the second highest player rookie in the NBA at this point, okay? And he ends up getting $500,000, okay? $500,000. And he's second to Bird, okay, which is his arch nemesis on the court, okay? And yeah, they are setting up the rivalry of a lifetime, okay? So yeah, the episode pretty much goes off at this point. And yeah, the show, I mean, from episode 1, I could already tell that it was going to be a great show. So please, if you like this review, please like this video. Drop down in the comments. Please support your girl, okay? And I will be catching up, okay? I'm already caught up in terms of the episodes, but I'm a little behind in these reviews, okay? So please ride with me, and I should be releasing the next review in the next couple of days. All right. Well, you guys have a blessed one. Bye-bye.